Hi, Phil. This is Manny Marino with Do Wood Son out of Minneapolis. Again, thank you for the chair. I'm going to spend the next few minutes on this video just kind of walking you through the assembly process on how to put it together, and then I'll talk to you about the maintenance, the stains that I used, and again, just kind of give you a high level overview on how to assemble this chair. Should be straightforward. So first thing is the entire chair is made out of redwood cedar. So as far as like outdoors, it's not going to rot or retain water. The stains that I use, there are two. The light stain is a cherry stain. All of this is an oil-based stain. The brown is a red chestnut. All right, so I love that you picked this. Over the last couple years, I've been making horizontal backs, which I think is super sharp and pretty popular. So it's kind of a newer design, and I actually love it. I love it, and I love the two stain combo. Technically, it's three stains that are different colors. The legs in the bottom seat, that's actually a red mahogany red, so really, really dark. But I love the contrast between the three. Redwood cedar, the Litchfields is completely laser engraved, and then you had requested a kind of a barn, like a barn red for a paint. So I went in after it's engraved, it's fully taped. I go in and then I color fill it, and then so that's that one. Your squirrel, so cute design for the squirrel that's going to be on the left side. And when I make reference to the chair, it's always going to be looking at the chair right to left. On the right side is going to be the moose, right? So that's fully laser engraved. Yeah, so I'll get going on the assembly part. So the first thing that you're going to put together when you is the seat. All right, so the seat. So the seat consists of I call them seat slats, right? 1 through 7. Look for the markings on the bottom. I'll mark them all on the right side, so just match them up, 1 through 7. So that they sit on a 2x6, the right, the left, and then between in the back is going to be a spacer. So when you assemble, start on a flat surface, make sure the bottoms are even, and then just work your way back. The screws, I use Torx screws, right? They're coated. These are deck screws, so that's kind of fine hardware. They won't bleed or rust on you. And every single hole is countersunk, right? So give it that flush, clean look. So once your seat slats are in, your seat is in, your spacer's in the back, and then you'll notice when you get to number 7, before you put in your back brace, there's going to be a hole. So just match them up. By design, there's a 1-inch gap where I call the tail of the back slips right in. Perfect. And then the next step is your front arms. You're going to put in your front arms. The front consists of the 2x4 front legs. The front legs. And the lag bolts are go from outside in. The front legs are on the outside. The back legs are on the inside of the seat. You're going to need a 9/16 ratchet to make things easy for you. Then when you get to the back, you're going to be able to tell which ones are the back legs because they'll have a slant. In between the slant, you're going to put in the back brace, right? So the seats are all 24 inches. This back brace here is 21. It's the only short one. And then when you're assembling in between the right and the left, you just something to point out is you have to give about a 1/4 inch gap or space between the top and the beginning of this board, because if you go all the way to the top, because it's at an angle, it'll actually bump this up and it'll keep it from being level, right? So that's how you put on the back brace. You put your lag bolts outside in. Remember, the back legs are on the inside of the seat, and 9/16. So it goes lag bolt, washer, lock nut, and then 9/16. It's going to make things easy for you. And then the next step after your seat and your legs are assembled, along with the back brace and the back support. Next is going to be your arms. You'll need to put in the arms before the back. The back is actually the last thing that you put in because you're going to need to screw it in from the top, and sometimes you can't do it with the seat in. So anyway, so the next step is going to be your arms. Again, all countersunk. And one thing I wanted to point out, because the moose is on the right side and your squirrel's on the left side. So just match them up. I'll have all the look for the markings on the bottom. The top of so the way I do my arms, I actually screw them from top down. These will come with your hardware kit will come with a little bit of sawdust. So you have two options, right? You can either, because all these are countersunk, you have your screws go flush with the top of the arm, or if you want a wood plug, shove it down as deep as you can, fill it with sawdust, and then just pound in your plugs. So the plugs, if you do decide to go that route, you'll have two on the right side, two on the left, only on the fronts. I never put plugs on the back. I don't know why, I just don't. I've never done it that way. And then I'll give you some plugs for the back brace, that 2x6 that goes in between the legs. You can screw that in as far as you can and then shove it with wood plugs. And then last but not least is going to be your Minnesota back. So all of that's intact. It does come with, as I mentioned, the tail that slips underneath. And if I were to pick this up, you're going to have two screws on each one down here that secures it to the rest of the seat to keep from shifting over time when people sit in it. But that's pretty much the assembly process on how I make my chairs. The seat, the front legs, the back legs, the back support, right, between the back legs, then your arms, then your back. So I'm going to pause the video, take it completely apart, and then just again show you how I labeled and before I throw it into a box.